Here to have a good time, hard time. Put your hands up and show us that you're having a good day. You got sweat on your face, you're throwing shapes, kicks ringing out all over the place, singing, let's go fucking mental. Sing it! Let's go fucking mental. Mental, 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 mental. Sing it! Let's go, man. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth!
Phase 2.
What is happening? Welcome back to another episode of the Not Fazed Talk Show.
Hello.
Hello everyone. Welcome.
Yes, on this terrible, dreary fucking Wednesday Eve.
I know it's grim, isn't it?
Look at us, we're what, 3 seconds in? Weather.
Weather's shite. Folks, you come in here like a drowned rat.
I know, mate, that was
It was
nuts.
actually hilarious. I wish I had a fucking video of it now.
Oh, we should have definitely took a photo of that. That was... Although, see, to be fair, the positive was I'd lost my waterproof trousers for the last week and a half, and I was raging about it, and I found them just before I came out of the house, so I could have been sitting here completely drenched from the waist down. So,
Yeah, well, that's good.
you know,
And just as well as we start, everyone, the tune that was playing at the start there is our new track, Let's Go
Yes.
Mental, that was released yesterday. So please go buy it, stream it, and show us your support.
share it.
It was
like
our take on the
Queen, Let's Go Mental.
No, We Will
Or,
Rock
yeah,
You.
Queen, We Will Rock You.
We Will Rock You by Queen. We wrote new lyrics for it. That's the water going to brains, or Dave's brain. That's the water going to brains, Dave. I was going to say here. We're not firing on all cylinders tonight. I'm ill, pissing out my arsehole.
Aww. Do you want to
This
feel
may
these
be
man
the
the
one
fuck
where
up pills,
this may
do
be
you?
the one where you have to man the fuck up
Why?
with farts.
Oh no,
You've
I've
already been
I've
complaining.
already, yeah. See, you all don't. You all just think it's lovely and merry, and here it fucking stinks. His ass is bad.
I know it's been bad today, but this is the first podcast we're doing where we're struggling that way.
I'm not struggling. You're struggling. I've just got the fear knowing at some point over the next hour there's gonna be a smell, and I'm gonna have to
I'm
sit
gonna
here
have
like
to change
nothing's
the
happening,
trunks.
and I'm just going. Wouldn't be the first time.
Fuck.
Is
Should I tell that
it's not a podcast story, is it?
Right. We want to have a laugh. This was years ago now. It's maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. And so we were DJing in Wales. And the night before, back in, I was on all the gear and all, fucking getting wiped out, blocked. It's funny as fuck. So the next day, we get picked up by this guy, Johnny. He's like Ben Nicky's tour manager. And he was bringing us to the airport the next day. And then he was going to pick Ben Nicky up at Bristol Airport. So he was dropping me and Dave off at Cardiff Airport and then going to Bristol. And the whole way down, he was like, oh, I'm going to see Ben. Oh, no, I tell him you're dead on. No, like, he's a fucking good laugh. So I had a load of gear left. And I was like, well, I can't get this gear on the plane. What I'll do is I'll hoof the gear now. And then I sniffed all the gear and then we stopped at McDonald's. So we're driving down the road. And I swear to God, we got about half an hour down the road, and I was going, oh, I'm going to shit myself here. So I said to your man, literally as we were coming off a slipway, mate, is there any toilets about here? Because I'm going to shit myself. And he was like, oh, mate, lucky enough, there's a KFC just there. Here's me happy days. So I was running in. And you all know what it's like when you're going to shit yourself. See
was this not one of the ones where it went, wow,
wow.
It's like, I
no,
could not help.
My arsehole was clenched tight. So, but you know what I mean? See, the closer you get the toilet, you know what I mean? You start to relax.
He's dancing on it, like, oh, Jesus.
Mate, he pulled in the car park and the car was still driving. He was trying to reverse in this spot, remember? And I jumped out of the car. It's like, I need to go. So I run in and see KFC, right? I run in, and the closer you get to the toilet, you start to relax. You're like, I'm going to make it. I went to pull the door, and it was locked. The girl, they had to give you the code to get through. And I went to the girl, here, can I have the code, please? And I fucking shorted it in my trunks. And it wasn't too bad, like, but it was like the boxers had to be taken off. So I got in, I was like, fuck's sake, I had to take the boxers off. No, it was just Boxing Day too. New Calvin Kleins and all got for the Christmas. Had to fucking take them off and throw them in the bin.
I love that story.
And Dave was no one knew nothing about this, like, and then I got to the airport and I went, look, Dave, I pulled my hang down with boxers on.
It was literally everything was sweet. No one was none the wiser. And then we said, right, cheerio, have a great day, see ya. And we get out of the car and you turn around and went, here, I shit myself back there. I do what? I just
sharded.
I didn't want to say in case he ran to him.
But mate, see as well, see if I hadn't said at that junction, whenever I said,
you would have shit yourself in his car.
I would have shit myself in his car because there was nowhere.
Oh, there wasn't. That was
there
was
was nowhere.
There was still 20 minutes.
20 minutes to half an hour to the airport. There was nowhere, and that's all I could think about whenever I was seeing when I was in going to the toilet. Because you know what I mean.
Well played for telling that story.
I didn't like completely shit my trunks. I sharded in my trunks. Do you know what I mean? But whenever I was going to the toilet, I was like 10 minutes. Like that was it. Like it was over.
I'm so happy you told that story. Well done.
Could you imagine Ben Nicky fucking running about? Oh, mate,
Johnny picks him up and is like, mate, I can't get you in the car. Someone shit on it.
Who's that Faze too?
Oh, that would have been the end of it, mate.
That was part of the reason why I had to stop drinking.
I would have went up on his Facebook and then we would have been sunk.
All publicity's good publicity.
Fucking Faze number 2. Fuck off.
Oh, that's a big duty at the end of the logo.
We fucking Mr. Hanky staying up in the corner. Boop.
Fuck, I've had a few rough ones, like.
But that's because you get all your fucking ailments and all, don't you?
Mate, I've had to jump in the field and all, mate. Go for a shit in the field.
Wow. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to a lovely show where we talk about Jason shitting himself.
We always get round to shit, don't we?
I know, it's always some shit, isn't there?
Here, tell you what, just to get it out there about the post on Facebook. About the DJs, fucking overwhelmed with the support. Like, we want to help as many people as possible, but this is
fucking nuts.
There's like 500 PMs, and we're going to get through them all. We're going to go through everything, and we will try and help. We'll have
a plan to try and maximise. Over the day, shall we say?
Yeah, and we've also I don't want to speak out of turn now because I need to speak to the boys in Wales, but we'll have something that. It's going to be beneficial to you where you'll you know what I mean, you'll get the play over there.
Yeah.
But there will be criteria that it needs to be met. It's not going to be a competition or anything like that. It's going to be basically, you know what I mean, if you've got a bit of a following, you can bring people with you, you play good music, you're professional. You know what I mean? And
I love how you started off by saying you can't say anything. And then
I know, but I can't say when they're going to play because it's massive.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell the actual gig. But it'll be well worth it, and they're going to do the same because we have another show in the Bat in because that's the thing. It was people from like Wales and England and all commenting too, whereas we want to stick solely with the Northern Irish ones for now, maybe even down south ones. We have another show in the Bat in October, and they're going to do the same in Wales. They're going to bring someone over there. And then bring a Welsh boy here, do you know what I mean? So it'll be good, and we can build a wee team within the brands. But the support, I couldn't believe how.
I know the amount of even my personal.
Me too.
Facebook, the amount of people saying here's a mix. If I haven't responded to you or we haven't responded to you, it is because there's just so many.
So much.
We are going to sit down on our fucking sellout Sundays, hashtag sellout Sundays, and just go through them. Again, the next one's not until
3rd of June.
3rd of June. So
So we'll do it.
There's plenty of time.
There's plenty of time. We'll hopefully have everything finalised by the end of the month. We need to do 2 events though. We really do. Like.
Yeah, but there's an idea in the works. We just need to work out the schematics of it all.
Yeah.
But
and the
watch this
logistics.
space. But yes, thank you again so much for all the
And I think
responses,
we have
guys.
proved as well, like nearly every show we have done, we have put people on who have either never played before or are relatively new to the scene.
Yeah.
So like we will help people. Like you can go and ask people like Subversion, you can go and ask people like Desire, McKeever. Like we will help you and we'll push you in the right direction. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep you look after us, we'll look after you in that regard. Like always be nice and don't be a dick. There's been a few dicks we've had backstage, haven't we?
Well, we'll not name and shame them because that's unprofessional.
I know.
But yes, there's definitely been a few questionable ones backstage.
And it's like I don't know whether we were like that or not when we were younger, but like you're trying to make an impression.
Not even when we were younger, whenever we were fucking wreckheads.
Aye.
That's it. You think you're being sweet, but then whenever you're on the other side of the fence and you're not fucking wrecked, you're like, okay.
That's it.
Again, I don't know if I talked about this. I probably did. Being told that a certain someone who'll remain unnamed from here is making tunes for a superstar act, and like, no, that's completely not true. Like, why do you even think that this is?
I know it's the opposite way, right?
This is the basis for all green room chat where we grapevines and shit get sprayed. It's like, oh, did you hear this? Like, no. See, if you know something's not true, shut that shit down.
I know.
Or if it seems very implausible, shut it down. There's no point in rumours. There's no point in gossiping. Just
it's a vague one, like.
Be dead on. But in any sense of anything, if somebody's like, oh, did you hear such and such? Like, because people used to say, we used to think that we had fucking issues with Tommy and all. And like, if we were in airports, be like, oh, what's the beef between you and Tommy? It's like, nothing.
Never met the cunt.
We've met him like once for 5 minutes in passing. There's nothing there.
I know.
But people, again, in the scene are, what's your issue with this? Or why does this person not like that? I don't fucking know. I'm not their man.
Exactly. It's stupid.
People
like
want more gossip than it's like
shit
we're here to play music.
Over
not
events the last few weeks too. Over here it's been like nitty picky and all at each other. And like fucking ways up. And that's what I'm proud of us in that regard. We've helped loads of young ones. There's no other like Club Honeydew as well. I'll give them that. Do you know what I mean?
Some people might consider that grooming, mate. Do you want to explain yourself?
Club Honeydew stick a lot of like up and comers on, which is fair play. Like that's the only way the scene's going to grow. If you keep banging out the same lineups. Do you know what I mean? It's the same like fucking. You know what I mean? Like if it was us opening like the Telegraph for Good Grief all the time, and then the same kind of it gets boring. You need to bring the young ones through. You need to give them their chance. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, we're willing to help.
The world's big. If you don't want to expand beyond this country, that's fine. But there's plenty of cake to go about here and everywhere.
If you're good enough, you'll rise. The cream always rises to the top, as you say. You shouldn't have to. If you're confident in your ability.
Fuck off.
What?
The cream always rises to the top.
Have you never heard that before?
But it's just such a stupid thing to say.
But it is true. Like, see if you're confident in your ability and you're doing good work, then you shouldn't be fucking threatened by other people.
No, that's it. And again, it always comes down to everybody thinks. As much as everybody gets on well, there's always that there's not enough of this pie to go around for everyone, and I've got my piece now. So if you see somebody doing well, everyone gets a bit jealous, and they're like, well, I want that to be me. And you're like, even we get like that. Sometimes you see people like, fuck that, but then you have to take a step back and realise there's people that look at us and be like, fuck, I wish what they were getting. Look at them two fucking knobheads.
And I say to you too, sometimes you like to hear about this, and I'm like, use it as fuel.
Yeah,
it's fuel. I don't know. I always say use it as fuel. What are you doing now? Well, you're fucking get writing music. Like that's the way I look at it. If something that I feel unjusted by or that's fucking not fair, I come straight out here and work.
Yeah,
and take it out on the computer.
That's it.
And then delete everything at the end of the night because it was shit.
Or because you just done it by accident and saved it.
Fucking.
Do you wanna me to get the ladder for you? So you can get down off a fucking high horse.
I know. But
Look at me up here, helping all the young ones.
I'm loving it, mate. It's great. I love seeing people do well.
That's it, mate. If everybody does well, then you do well.
That's it, No one's stealing nothing from us, like.
No.
I think that's the way it is.
Although I think in the coming months we may be trying to steal stuff off new people.
Aye. We're coming for yous.
We are. We're fucking coming for everyone. under construction.
Fucking right.
Get the
it
wet
is.
floor signs out.
Get the bank account fucking filled up.
That's it.
The two sellouts.
Yep.
That's what it was called. Phase 2 sellouts. or just 2 sellouts.
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Nah, I've been having fun in the studio,
So have I.
and mate, we never for years we never worked well together, but now we are.
No.
We're churning them out side by side.
But it's because now we both know our place.
Our jobs,
And we both know it very well. Like back in the start, again, I know we've talked about this before, we would have spent an hour and a half trying to figure out what cable went where because there's a wee tiny humming. And then by the time you figured that out, it was like, do you want to just go home, Dave? I can't be fucked doing this anymore. And then we gradually just stuck at it and stuck at it and stuck at it. And then...
them days were real, like them. Like,
oh, they were.
Frustrated, like plugins weren't working, or you were loading a plugin in because we're all cracked back end too. Like,
Yep.
but you were loading them in, and you had a sound, and then the sound would just disappear.
Yeah, whenever you drag something,
And
it
you're
would
like,
disappear.
What the
Or
fuck?
massive, whenever you set all the fucking LFOs. Or the parameters for the
Wah, wah, wah,
LFOs,
wah.
and then you fucking saved it and came back into it. They're all gone.
Crazy, isn't it?
But that's what gives you appreciation for it now. Like, see, whenever I speak to a lot of young artists and they're giving off about certain things and whatever, and like not getting gigs and not doing this, I always tell them the story of Clancy's Plantar. We've talked about this before,
fucking
but
horrible.
that is always
rehash it now because
the long and the short of it is we get booked for a gig down. Was it Leitrim? Somewhere down.
no.
It was a 7-hour drive down south. So me,
was
you,
fucking
Heather,
nightmare.
Nicole and Biddles left at like 5:30 to go down to this 2-day camping rave that was somewhere out in the fields in Ireland. And we
And
were
it
told,
looked good.
Oh, yeah.
Looking back at the videos.
well, I know it's now real because Ralph Sophie was at it. I've now found out, so
Well, it
it
was
definitely
real.
did happen.
I seen the videos
So-
the next day. Like,
We were told to go to Clancy's Plantar, and that's all you were given. Get the Clancy's Plantar, turn whatever direction, and you'll be at it. Right,
see,
sweet.
just the bit more context. See, back then, like once you left Northern Ireland with an O2 phone or whatever, your data didn't work down south. There was none of
there
this
was no
roaming or
GPS that
fucking.
fucking picked up on it.
It
It was
was
back in the
literally
day.
we got a WhatsApp message or a text message, whatever it was back then, saying this is the directions, and it was Carlo or something. Maybe it was.
No, Carlo was for Leon Clark's birthday.
So it was closer than Carlo then, but it was sort of like between Dundalk and fucking I don't know.
You're given all sorts of mad directions. It was literally in the hills have eyes territory of Ireland. It was that far out of the way. But we get down here, and after a good 6 or 7 hours driving, maybe it felt like that. I don't know.
It was a round trip. It was about 5-6 hours. Like.
Oh no, it was longer than that, mate. Because we didn't get back till like near 2 a.m.
No, it didn't, because I went into Hall Street as it was opening at
Because
1.
we hold on, we'll get to that.
Uh,
So we drove down for however fucking long it was, many hours, and we get down and we're driving up and down this fucking road, and there's no sign of Clancy's Plantar. We're like, right.
I was asking everyone too.
Well, will you let me fucking
Never
finish
heard
the
of it,
story?
please. Never heard of it.
I'm going to get to that. Jesus, right. So do you want to just do the podcast this week? I just sit here in silence, like one of those fucking protesters.
Stop complaining and get on with it.
So he went into a hotel. Now, when I say hotel, it was like Basil Fawlty, 4 rooms, not really a hotel. And they were like, oh, in all my 40 years of living here, I've never heard of Clancy's Plantar. Yeah, the taxi driver and all, he'd never heard of it. I'm like, what the fuck? Ringing the guy, didn't answer his phone, or was just off, going to voicemail.
We went to voicemail.
And
straight
this,
away.
we hung about for about an hour and a half, and just being like, what? At one point, you were like, I'll just go and knock on this person's door.
And I did.
You did. Like, just stopped in the middle of nowhere, went up this fucking lane, and we're like, excuse me, and it was fucking late at this stage now.
10, 11 anyway.
And we decided then, after an hour and a half, to call it quits. We drove back home. There really wasn't much crack for them hours going back. No one wanted to really chat about it, apart from being like, fucking, you let out a bit of steam and then went back to being quiet to wait for somebody else to get angry about it.
We paid Biddles maybe a ton in diesel too, expecting to get a couple of quid from this gig, and
there was no. And then we later found out the guy's battery had died, and because there was no charger in the field, then he couldn't get in touch with us. It did happen, But that was a moment where we could.
It wasn't
just
even
said,
Clancy's
fuck.
Plantar.
It was Clark's Plantar.
Clark's
That's what it was.
Plantar.
Sorry.
So if we had said that there,
We would have found it.
but Clancy's Plantar was the name that was wrote in the message.
Yep.
And we were fuming, like, and we came back, and like we were buzzing for this because like this was like our first one outside of Belfast, I think. We were like, yes, we're going down to fucking Dublin, down to Ireland anyway to play a gig and all, blah blah. And we were still like, it was the first maybe year and a half of Phase 2.
It was very, very early doors.
But that's the first time me and Dave were like, But then after that, we've never had like a.
But that's a moment where you could just walk away and be like, fuck this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, even whenever we played in NAS, that was funny because we all got it and Nicole didn't bring her ID and they didn't believe it. She was over 18. It's like, mate, I'm DJ. And it's like, I don't care. She's not getting in. And then they turned their back to speak to someone. I was like, just walk. She fucking skirtled all in. And then you couldn't find your way in and the fucking wall just opened.
It was
and
mad,
like, holy
wasn't it?
fuck.
It was mad.
They stuck us in a wee fucking DJ box. It was smaller than this table.
We wrecked the show too that night. We had that wee room.
It was an empty room and we packed that
it
out, hanging over the fucking edge of the DJ box and all.
It was class. But see the night at Clancy's Plantar, see the thing that annoyed me the most? Because I smoked back in. And after all the commotion, I was fucking flicking the fag into my fucking drink and then drank it.
That's right.
It was raging.
That was literally kicking a man when he was down.
I was going to kill dead things. I think I tried to throw it out the window and all, it spilled everywhere. I was fuming it. So I was fucking trying to phone your mom. You were trying to phone your mom and we were fucking getting in. And I was just flicking all the fag ice into this glass of vodka I had and then went, fucking wanker.
But see, you look back on these things now and you can laugh at it because, again,
it's a story to tell on a podcast 10 years later.
It builds bit of content. But it builds character for you. It shows if you're dedicated to the cause. The more setbacks... I actually was talking to the child about this today. She was getting upset because she was trying to draw a picture like Mummy, but because Mummy's really good at art and Ruby's 4, she couldn't really draw like Mummy. So she got really angry and was like, I'm a failure, like really dramatic and all. Like, I'm a failure. Daddy, I'm a failure, I'm sorry. And I was like, but being a failure's good. Like, well, I was like, because it teaches you how to be better. It's like, no. Like, yeah, because if you fail at something, you want to do better next time, don't you? It's like, yeah. I was like, well, then it's teaching you how to get better, isn't it? Okay. And then off she went. That was that. It's like, that's it. You need all the... Like, if it was fucking easy, you wouldn't appreciate it.
Yeah. This is see, it's reminding me of a thing I seen about envy and jealousy. Like, see, if you don't have the desire for something, then you don't envy it or be jealous about it. So like, I don't envy people who have nice cars or nice houses and all. What I envy is people who have a solid mix down with a really loud master. Do you know what I mean? And that are like, I get jealous as fuck of that. And then someone who is like someone who's doing very well within our scene, I envy them because I'm like, fuck, I wish I was doing that. But then see other mundane shit like that, like other thing. I can meet my mate fucking starts an Amazon FBA, he's making $200,000 a year. I'm like, fucking brilliant. But it doesn't bother me at all because that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is this. And that's the thing about envy and jealousy. If you don't have the desire for it, then you won't get jealous or envious of that, which is true. That's where envy and jealousy comes from.
But there's a fine tight line, a tight rope to walk on that to say you can use envy and jealousy as a good thing. And falling victim to it and just being a cunt and bitter about it to people and just sit and be like, oh, see, such and such is doing this, oh, wanker, they don't deserve it. Instead of being like, okay, well done to you, happy for you. I'm now going to use that as the fuel to farm me.
If the way I would put it is, if you're jealous, that was the way you would get on. I think envy is just like, I feel like we go, oh, fuck, I wish that was me. But anyway, like, let's get to work.
I wouldn't say I'm jealous of people. I haven't got time for jealousy. I look at things in a weird way. It's like the same way I don't get paranoid. I'm just really prepared for every eventuality.
You're
that's
a paranoid wreck.
I'm not. I'm just always like. There was one time I remember whenever we were younger and we were running about. And this actually, I swear to God, this is a true story. We were in Dundonald High School football pitches before it was all fenced off because we used to just hang about down there because we lived there, and we were sitting and we'd smoked a couple of joints and we're sitting up at the main high school bit. And I was sitting looking, and I was like, guys, there's a load of boys in them bushes coming here. They're like, no, there's not. Because it was dark, like pitch black at night. And it was windy, so the trees were moving. I was like, there's a full squad of boys that are in them trees. And had an inkling that this was about to happen. And literally 2 seconds later, about fucking 15 fellas just pulled out of these bushes that we'd never seen before. Like, what are you doing, you dicks? And gave us a full chase. And I was like,
Told you.
guys, I might have been paranoid, but look, there they are, right fucking there. And that was our night ruined.
Aye, fuck.
There was one night, fuck. So we were sitting, we had a spot that we used to go camping in Dundonald, right? And you had to go up the back roads a bit, cut through a farmer's field, cut through another field, walk up a bit, and then climb down this like ravine, and you came to this like, it was like fucking something you'd see out of Bambi or something, mate, just where like all the forest animals come to just have a wee dance and have a lovely time. And it had a wee creek and it was all flat and it was just great for camping, but it was so far out of the way. You could turn the tunes up, you could have a fire, you could do everything. No one was finding you.
I don't believe you in that.
Why?
Because last time you told me no one will ever find this illegal rave. The peelers came right away.
Oh, well, no, this was definitely out of the way, right? So we were sitting, and the only people that we had a name for it. I can't remember what the name was for it now because it was 17 odd years ago, but there was a name that we called it, the way you had like the green
muck
box
hut,
the
big entry, the wee entry.
Yeah, there was always a big entry and a wee entry.
And they were both the exact same size.
And we were sitting there in the football pitches, like just hanging out, no camping gear, nothing, just lying on a football, fucking having a smoke. And this fella comes off the main road and just starts walking directly to us. Now he looked a wee bit creepy, but nothing to indicate that he was creepy.
Yeah.
And just started coming over, right, maybe he's like just cutting across. Then he started walking towards us, directly towards us. And I was like, all right, guys, I was wondering if you could give me directions. Right. And he goes, you couldn't tell us where.
Your mummy's ass.
Just up there to the left, man. No, he came over and goes, you couldn't give me directions to and then whatever the name we called the camping spot was.
Yeah.
We're like, sorry, where? And he said the name again. I was like, fuck, no, I've never heard of that. He goes, oh, I've heard it somewhere around here. No, that's no bother. I'll just keep looking for it then. Thank you. And off he went back up and towards the direction of where we fucking camped. And that was the last time we ever went there. It's like, fuck that. That guy's definitely a murderer.
I see. That's the difference between you and us, mate. We had been like, we'll knock his cunt down.
Nah, but
we were wee cunts. We had a bit you and ate you and everything, mate.
I would say we didn't roll
but
big squad. There was like
we fancied
three of us.
We all fancied ourselves for mad reasons. Like every time we got the fuck beat out of us, like, but we all fancied ourselves. But
No.
see what you're saying there, were, mate. That's what we used to call Carrickfergus. Exactly. I don't know. It was Ginger Sammy started it, and seeing someone say Carrickfergus, even went where, and then the whole squad went where, Carrick. Do you know where Carrick is? Where's that? Where? It was just one of these things. We had about 8 people standing going where for no reason.
We
funny,
always used to get people that, and I don't mean this in any offence to anybody, so please don't be offended. This was
We
a
Jordy's
long
in.
time
He
ago.
says a pleasure to work with us. Pleasure to work with you too, mate. Plenty more to come.
Fuck, speak for yourself. I think he's wee dick.
Oh, you wanker.
Only joking. We used to have this thing whenever you used to try and get somebody to say what, so you call him gay. And you were like, oh, here, Jason. You what? Gay. Just for no reason at all.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
say what?
Nah.
That's what they used to do.
You dropped that wee card there, did you?
That's it.
We're
Here,
so childish. And
if a blackbird has black babies and a bluebird has blue babies, what bird has no babies?
My man.
A swallow. Here all day, kids.
Yes, I like that. I like that, man.
I told the kids were telling me jokes in the car on like Easter one of them days we went away, and I was like, I've got one for you, and I said that one. They were looking like hell, was pissing themselves laughing, going, you're a dickhead. And at the end, two were like, well, what's on me? But they're going to repeat it somewhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely 100%, and then they're going to get in trouble.
We went up the mountain, and Jax goes, I says, what do you want to eat? No, we got the tab. I says, what do you want? He goes, give us a Mars bar. I was like, are you sure? Because you don't really like him. He goes, I know, but I'm closer to Mars. I was like, go ahead, son. So stupid, but I pissed myself all the way down.
That's it. I seen one the other day that I thought was really good. It was some guy being like, I like telling dad jokes. And the wee girl turns around and goes, does he laugh at them?
Very good. Nice one, brother.
Here, I meant to say to you as well, because I've got to go and get my eyes tested. I know I've been saying that for the last 3 months. See the way you keep giving me shit about fucking wearing glasses because it make me look old?
Yeah.
Do you know you should always fucking show respect to people who wear glasses?
What's up, Tom Cash? How's it going, mate? Welcome in. Welcome to the NFT show, the Not Fazed Talk Show.
What's happening?
What's happening? Go ahead.
Yeah, you just fucked it on me.
What about
sorry.
glasses?
No, sorry, you just interrupt me again.
I know, we should probably put this here. I'm trying to interact with the people in the chat. We never do it.
It's because we always forget.
Right enough.
But
There
yeah,
has to be a way you can put it on there.
probably is.
Isn't there?
I'm
Does
not
any YouTube geeks know what we're doing there?
I'm not that tech savvy.
I don't know.
But yeah, you should always respect people who wear glasses, mate.
Why?
They paid good money to see you. So I had to
Sorry,
get that
I
out there.
meant-
It was fucking eating me up inside.
Wasn't he not good, mate? You should have left it like
It would have been. What was his name? Tom?
Tom,
Thanks,
cheers,
Tom,
cheers,
for
Tom.
fucking ruining the joke.
Uh,
Only joking, big lad. Welcome to the show.
fucking brilliant. But here, well, have you enjoyed making music the last couple of weeks?
I have.
It's sort of like took the shackles or something off, hasn't it? It's been fun as fuck. We have no idea whether the music's good, like.
I just forgot how to swallow there. I couldn't fucking get that in.
Like no babies.
Yeah, she said that. No, it has. There's a lot of ideas that I always tried to force for hardstyle because you were like, oh, I like this, but then you stuck it in, and it's like, it doesn't really work for that.
Yeah.
Now it's
Peace.
What the fuck was that?
Welcome. Thanks for the
Did you hear
welcome. Yep.
That's not peace.
I know it's not. That's the fucking devil's horns.
The devil, or people bowing down to the devil. That's what it is. That's the difference. Like,
That's
fucking-
one the pinky, one the stinky.
Isn't that that?
Two in the pinky, one the stinky.
I seen a fucking great golf glove that was like that. There's like pure white glove with just 2 fingers pink and 1 finger brown.
Ah, class.
It's like, I must get that there for going out and playing with the lads. Mate, I done a really good deed the other day. I'm so proud of
Tell you
myself.
what, but we're what, half an hour in. That's the first note we got to, like.
What note?
Because you says I have something I want to tell you, and we haven't talked about anything that's not. No, we'll have no notes. Like, fair play.
No.
That's how you know the show's good.
Well, that's our opinion of
I
it.
haven't even looked at anything that I was going to do.
It's-
Well played.
It's not even that. It's just in my head. It's something that I'm proud of. I just wrote it down because it happened last week, and I was like,
I know.
I'll forget. But
Do you ever get, but you do something and you're like, oh, I'll talk about that on the show, and then the show passes, and then you remember.
yeah, like, oh yeah, that
Should
thing.
have wrote that down.
I was in McDonald's. I got fucking conned. Let me say first of all, in the McDonald's. So finished dance class with a child, but because she was off for Easter, I took the day off and took her bowling up at the ice bowl.
Yeah.
And then I went over to see my dad, but he lives on the far side of Dundonald, and it was pissing down with rain, so I was dead on, and I stuck her up my shoulders, and I carried her to the other side of Dundonald, which was a fucking hike. Done all that, took her to dance class afterwards, get out of dance class, and we were like 2 steps out of it, and she started going, oh, Daddy, man. I was like, what's wrong with you? You never get on like this. Like, I'm so hungry. I was like, right, there is no way that you're making it home and then waiting for half an hour for me to get dinner cooked. Let's just go to McDonald's. So off we went. She got there, it was sweet. Later found out from Nicole that this is just something she started doing now, and she's not actually super hungry, she's just trying to get food, so she conned the fuck out of me for food, right? Anyway, so we're at McDonald's, and the girl, and I noticed the girl who was doing the cleaning, and I used to do the cleaning job at McDonald's. It's such an unfucking appreciated job going out and lifting people's trays. Like, I'd always lift my trays at McDonald's. I don't
I
believe
do
in
that too,
doing
mate.
stuff.
Anywhere I
I've
go.
told Ruby that. She's like, why do you not let them do it? It's like, because just because somebody's there to do it for you doesn't mean you don't do it. Make their life a bit fucking easier.
They're not necessarily getting paid to lift the trays. They're getting
No,
paid
they're
to do
paid
everything else.
They're getting paid to make sure that it's clean. You can at least help them on their day. So this girl came out. She was knocking about for a bit, and then I seen her. She just walked over to this owl fella who was sitting on his own. He must have been in his 90s. And she sat and had a chat with him for 10 minutes, and then had to go because somebody was getting up with their tray, and she ran over to take their tray. She ran over to take somebody else's tray. Then she ran back to the owl boy, and then she went and cleaned up a bit. Went and spoke to the owl boy again. Some wee kid came over, and she was fucking chatting to the kid for a bit. I was like, do you know what? She is such a lovely girl. Like, that's such a fucking good way to deal with being out here. I was a wanker when I just sat here going, ugh, this is shit.
Still like that.
So I explained to Ruby what the crack was, and I was like, right, this is a really good parenting moment here because people are only ever there to complain. Let's do something nice. And I was like, Ruby, do you think we should go and tell the boss here that this girl's doing a really good job and why would we do that, Daddy? And it's like, because it's nice to be nice, and explained it to her. So we finished our food, and the big moment came, and I was like, right, fuck, I'm gonna have to do this now because I fucking told the child. I started to lose my bottle a bit. I was like, fuck, how do you go about doing this? So
you need a bottle of vodka first.
as I went over to the counter to do it, she had now moved to the counter and was starting to clean trays. I was like, oh fuck, she's here as well. So I walked up and was like, excuse me, is there a manager here? And you know that's always cue for someone's going to be a Karen.
Go mad,
yeah. So the guy popped up with a face of thunder. What is it? And I was like, right. So this is awkward now because she's right here and she's now about to hear everything I'm going to say. It's like, sorry mate, I just want to speak to you about this girl here. And mate, I swear to God, it was like a deer in the headlights. She thought literally that I was about to get her sacked with saying something. Like she was properly shitting herself. And I was like, I just want to say that she is an honour for your business to have working here. Like what she's done, and I relayed everything I've just said here to the manager. I was like, look, people are not too quick to be kind. They're always quick to be nasty. I just want to say that she does a really good job. Well done, you. And the wee girl's like, thanks. Because she's I think her brain was still trying to pick up, I'm not in trouble here. This guy's being nice. And then I sort of walked off, and Ruby's like, well done, Daddy. I was like, yeah, fucking well done, me.
Nice.
But it's like, it wasn't even for the child.
People don't
pay it forward.
People don't give credit enough, but they'll rip the back out of someone as soon as. So see if you do 100 or 99 things right, no one will say anything. See the minute you do one thing wrong, it's the fucking end of the world.
Yeah. I actually seen a teacher did that in her class and done the 9 times tables but wrote one of the answers wrong, and she made some comment and the kids were like, oh no, that one's wrong, and she went, you know what that teaches you kids? It doesn't matter if you're right 9 times out of 10, people will only notice the things you do wrong.
Perfect, like, that's a great lesson.
That's a good thing to teach kids.
Yes, Tom, 3rd of June. We're back in Belfast the 3rd of June, so hopefully see you there.
Late to the party, Tom.
Yeah.
We've already talked about that.
You're late to the party, big man. But yeah, no.
Yes, but
all will be announced soon.
Yep, there's a few extra things we're trying to put in place for it to make this one a wee bit extra special for everybody. So watch this space.
Yeah.
The trivial nature of it all.
And for anyone who see the best way, this is a bit of initiative, and it also shows that you listen to the show. If you're looking to set, email to jasonfaze2 jasonfaze2@gmail.com. Email your bit about yourself and your mixes over there.
You can also send them all your dick pics in as well if you want to.
That'll give you brownie points.
Jason loves a wee dick pic.
No titties only.
If we got people to send dick pics, we could put them in all the DJs' mouths. Cause all sorts of control. It's like, whose dick's in which DJ's mouth?
There'd be some blackmailing going on.
Some black cocky going on. Oh, I need to up my Photoshop game if I'm going to do this. So again, we'll just keep apologising every week until I do it, and then be like, look, there's multiple weeks of apologies. This is going to run on like me getting my eyes tested. I think I've been saying this from fucking
started the podcast.
I think I've been saying it since the end of fucking last year. It's like, I need to go get my eyes tested again.
You just get contact lenses, you fucking knob.
No, I don't like doing that.
You haven't tried it?
So the thought of doing it, mate, going,
you don't even touch your eye, mate. You just you set it and it sips on itself.
If something goes wrong, then that's stuck in your eye.
And if you want it doesn't get stuck in your eye. It's like a bit of plastic. And then see if you want to take it out, you can just use a cotton bud, just tap it and it pulls it. So put the cotton bud to the contact lens, doesn't touch your eye at all.
You're not making this any more.
I just scrape it out with my fucking fingers. Like
I just get a fucking Stanley knife, so I do, and just.
But honestly, mate, contact lenses.
Chopsticks and all.
I don't even need glasses full time. I'm short-sighted, so I only really need them for driving. But I just wear them every day, man.
It's
like 20 quid a month, and they send you them out every 3 months, no just for every day.
I'm slowly starting to realise that I'm fucked. Like, see, even on the camera, I couldn't tell you what any of the writing on the front of that camera says.
Well, I can, but it's quite tough for them lights, to be fair.
I see, do you want me to do that for you?
Why?
It's like the weirdest fucking eye test ever.
I know it is. It's the lights sort of, because of the brightness in here.
I was talking to Nicole the other night, man, and it reminded me, do you like Rubik's Cubes?
I used to, like,
Rubik's Cubes.
Mate, they see people doing them in, like, fucking 3 seconds and all.
Look at here, right?
Fucking
So
madness.
I went to a party one night, with a couple of friends, and her brother could solve it. Well, he says, what the fuck was that?
What was that?
I don't know. Probably my phone telling me I've got a message. Her brother was like, I can do Rubik's Cubes. It's like, you're bollocks. Now, we were all pretty pissed at this stage. And I was like, right, sweet. So he went up to his fucking bedroom and got this Rubik's Cube out. And he was like, right, where do you see? And I sat there and he was just chatting away, like, didn't look down or
Yeah,
anything. Not that he was probably
zip, zap,
glancing,
zip.
but he wasn't, like, fucking staring at it. By 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, solved it. But then because I was pissed, I was like, nah, mate, that was in your room. You obviously had that sitting in some way. Give me that here. So I sat for ages, fucking, as you do, talking shite. And about 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, why, fuck, here's your Rubik's Cube. I was like, right, go. 4 minutes, mate. I was like, holy fuck, that's incredible.
Mate, there's cunts can do it like
Aye.
seconds. Like.
Yeah. Now, I've seen somebody that's more impressive than that, mate. I'm going to show you some shit that is going to blow your fucking
Is
mind.
it your Rubik's Cube?
Oh, mate.
I've let's go because I've seen them all, mate.
no.
Mate, but there's a see, we go onto YouTube and type it in. There's a technique to it.
Oh, I
You
know
need to
that
get them in the
there. Yeah,
middle or
certainly,
something.
Where do you
Incredible,
see
like.
this shit, mate? Where is it? Oh, that's what it was. Fuck's sake, Bettle's interrupting this here with their messages. I'll message you back after. Do you want to flick this over? Ready?
Yep. Madness.
You get the general gist of it.
Yeah.
For all the audio listeners, there is a guy that is attempting to set the Guinness Book of World Records challenge for juggling and solving 3 Rubik's Cubes at once.
And for a bit of context, as you could probably tell, he looks like Sheldon Cooper. Like a wee tad autistic. Amazing. He's got one done there, like 2 done.
How do you fucking solve Rubik's Cubes, 3 of them, whilst juggling them? Like, does it not make you feel like a fucking stupid person?
Do you know what the sad thing about it is too,
What?
though, mate? It's like meaningless, it's pointless.
You say that. Flick that over.
It is
But
pointless.
see, at the
mate.
same time, see if I could do what he did.
It's like
If I could do what he did, I would walk about like I had the biggest dick on this planet. I would tell everyone. I would walk into the shop and be like, "Oh, here, give us a packet of skins, please." And did you know that I can fucking juggle 3 Rubik's Cubes and solve them?
I know, but this is the thing. It is impressive, but you know, 99.9% of people, it doesn't impress them. People don't envy that.
You say that.
That's a perfect one.
But see, if you were
Like
at a fucking...
that doesn't make people jealous.
You telling me that if you walked into a fucking party somewhere and you're like, do you want to see something class? I'll solve all these whilst juggling them. People are like, aye, dead on, dickhead. And
I bet you would, again, you would do it, but see, after 2 minutes, most people would be like, oh, sorry.
what was it he done? The record's like 4 minutes,
4 minutes he
31
done
seconds.
there, like,
4:31.
I agree, mate, it's incredible, but it's a meaningless fucking thing, like.
Oh, it is? I just think it's fucking nuts.
But fair play, mate. Know how many hours of practice that would have took?
A lot more than 4 minutes, 31
What is it, a
seconds.
10,000 hour rule?
Like
You do
10,000
anything for
hours, you become
10,000
an
hours, you
expert
become
there.
an expert.
You and your fucking wise old fucking owl things.
Fair play to him, though.
That's it, mate. You gotta put
That's
the
it.
hours
Well,
in.
if you're not getting that
That's
much,
his making tunes.
if you're not getting that much pussy, then you know what I mean. You can spend all
I'm
that day
sure
doing that.
I'm sure there's a way you can make money off fucking doing
Well,
that.
there must be competition, surely.
Oh, why?
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You maybe get 200 quid a go.
Could you make like
Google that and find out.
Could
Actually,
you make a Rubik's Cube?
how much do you make from a Rubik's Cube competitions? That would be interesting to know. This
Sorry,
will.
that would be all the other shit isn't interesting, but it's interesting to know how much you can
Aye.
make. Right? Okay.
I know. Just want to know whether it's a hobby or not. In Northern Ireland.
3
Oh,
by
for
3 by
fuck's
3 cube, $1,200, $750 for second place. A 2 by 2 cube is $400.
I suppose if you do 2 of them a month, you know what I mean, there's fucking.
Why is it harder for a 3 by 3 by 3 cube?
Is that not the 3? I don't know.
What is that? I'm more curious.
That
now
must
to
be
see what
like
that
3
is.
rows. That must be like the normal one. Aye.
Aye.
So what's the next? So
Aye, 5 by 5 by 5 must be a wee fucking.
Aye, baby.
This is fucking top bands here.
I reckon I'd fucking rack up 1 a.m. the easiest one.
No.
I've done them like too, but it took me over a long period of time. Like, I see 'em-
Jesus, did you hurt yourself with that flex, did you? Fuck.
we
I've done
there
them
was
before,
another
I've
one.
never finished one.
I did finish one. I finished it, but the kids had a thing with the balls, so it was like you have to get the balls in each color.
Right,
You have to pop them out, but there's only one spare one, and so like there's one.
You sure this was a game?
You
This
can
isn't
o-
like your life
no,
story?
it's like this size, right? And there's only all the balls. So like there's a blue ball, there's a green. Do you know what I mean?
You're saying I just think of the testicle.
Uh,
Like the ball was this size. They've got blue balls. They're trying to pop the ball out.
green balls.
Only got one ball.
Do you ever see that advert about the blue balls?
No.
That's funny as fuck. We'll search that in a second. But so there's only one hole that is free. So you have to stick
Is
your
that 'cause you said no to the other hole, does
you
you?
have to stick your finger in the holes to move the balls.
Oh shit! I near fell out of my chair.
And you have to get each colour ball into each colour of the hole. Because apparently
I don't even know what you're talking about.
apparently mixing colours is wrong. Like race.
What is this that you have these?
No,
balls for?
I've stopped talking about that a long time ago. I was just
know,
riffing.
but I've lost all sense of why we're talking about
It's
balls.
literally a ball with wee balls in
No,
the
but
middle.
What is?
It's like the Rubik's cube,
Right,
but
right,
it's not a
okay.
Rubik's cube.
Jesus.
And me and Heather sat one day. The kids couldn't work it out at all. Me and Heather sat one day for about 20 minutes and nailed the fucking life out of it. Nailed the life out of it.
Are you talking about the balls still?
No, I'm just using wee innuendos.
Innuendos?
in
Oh Jesus! Innuendos? Oh my God!
in your holos.
Were they not like a minty sweet back in the day?
Aye.
Do you ever remember whenever polos?
Hey, Dumbo, want the Rolo? An elephant never.
Lost our mind.
An elephant never forgets.
Oh, it was good. It was fucking great. But do you remember?
Go ahead, find that there blue balls advert. Must scared everyone away.
Why? Oh dear.
Blue balls advert.
Oh, Blue Balls is back.
Oh, is that what it
Or
is?
is this it?
Oh.
No, it's
No.
definitely no.
Look, there's fucking Not Fazed Talk Show live on the side there.
Oh Jesus. Be weird fucking watching ourselves.
I put it up for a laugh.
It's like some weird fucking Big Brother
No,
shit.
that's not it.
I
I mean, it's like, so your wee man comes in and he he's got blue balls and she's no like getting horny, and like they're only like teenagers, and so he goes like, I'm going to the bathroom, and then this blue balls locks him in the bathroom, and then the blue balls start banging her, and then he comes out like, what the fuck? And it's like, just because you're horny, don't forget to use protection or something like that. It's funny as fuck.
This I seen this wee video, mate. This is one of these ones. You ever get whenever you look at a video and you're like, this is gonna be stupid as fuck, and by the end of the 40 seconds, you're like, that is the coolest thing that I've seen, and I want to go and buy all the parts to do this right now. So this guy, again for audio listeners, has got Hot Wheels where like the car goes through and it gives it like a wee extra boost.
Yeah. The accelerator.
He's put 4 accelerators in a circle and built a low budget particle accelerator and put a wee micro car in it. And see, when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, right, dead on, that's sweet when it gets really fast. But then just out of nowhere, it just fucking goes to the next level, and you're like, what? And you know when you look like helicopter propellers, and they say it's going backwards, the car goes backwards, and you're like, the
Let's
fuck?
make her fall.
Where do you see this?
Fucking hell, it's going some speed there.
Aye, but it just
There's
sort of-
even one of them, like, Jack's has one of them, like, and, like when we set it up out the back garden, like, it went from one end of the garden to the other.
Aye, where do you see
It does mean it looks like it's going backwards.
Oh,
there.
no, wait. It's I would say it's about halfway now.
Wow.
Literally disappears from vision.
Does 1 minute it looks
That's
like
like
it's gone.
someone says there that the theorise it could be going up to 145 mile an hour.
That would hurt if that flung off and hit you.
Oh,
like.
if that broke, and yeah.
Incredible. Well done.
But I watched this like, what's this? A particle accelerator, dead on. And see by the end, I think I want it right now. Let's go and do it. I'm going to Smith's and buying all the fucking accelerators.
As many as you've got. What's he got 4? We're going to do 8.
I would say it has to work within that.
So it doesn't fly off.
Could you put ones in the corner? And then it would just be like accelerator gap.
I think that the only reason he's done that or like that is because he didn't have another 2 accelerators.
It could be for stability. Although he's used duct tape and some bins and a cardboard box.
Duct tape is the fucking shit. I seen something on Facebook the other day saying duct tape's brilliant for everything, and it's like the wing of the airplane, duct tape down.
No, fuck
Mate,
off. I would
could you imagine getting on a Ryanair flight, going to a gig, and I'd be like, no amount of money to get me on this plane.
I'm off the fucking plane right now.
Rip that contract up, see his fucking.
You can still fucking pay for it. Do you want to laugh? Sorry, I just found a load of funny videos that I thought would be really funny to share with you and everybody else.
Go ahead.
I'll even give you context for this.
Everything looks funnier if animals had arms.
I was at Wrinkles at this the other night.
Very good. What are you looking at, our kid?
This guy does so many of these. Like, I would say I sat and watched more of these than I should probably admit once I found the first one.
Oh, I thought she was getting blown there.
And I don't really know what's going on in this one. Some wee bird.
I just doing push-ups.
So yes, for audio listeners, it's just some guys creative videos where he gets animal videos and doing weird shit, but puts like arms and stuff on them to make them look like they're actually doing stuff.
Yes, the chicken spinning tunes.
Here we go now.
That's.
It's like who comes up with this shit?
So there's a pigeon running down. That's class with a carrot towards a rabbit.
It's just daft. If you're just listening to this in audio, go get onto YouTube and watch this.
Put a link in the description. Oh, he looks like he's raging.
This one's good. Some owl running away from bombs in the war.
Why not fly, you header? Mate, that's class.
Sorry. Hold on a minute. Did you just say why not fly, you header?
I know.
You do realise that all that's fucking special effects? He's just running along the ground, you dick.
But why not just fly away?
Because maybe he's fucking tired.
Mate, that's class.
I had a good giggle at that, like I really did. Oh fuck, that was enjoyable. My ribs are thoroughly tickled.
I know. It's been a mad week, good week.
It has, and unfortunately, it's still more of it to go.
I know.
Well, not unfortunately, that's the wrong.
Well, I
wrong
keep thinking.
paraphrase.
I know. See, because of the way Easter fell, but I think it's a weekend.
I think it's like today, Sunday.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
Oh no, you were off today. Today's Sunday for me, but for you, yesterday was your Sunday.
Yeah. No, but it's been a blur since last week, mate. I've been ill as fuck, so. But it's been fun. Don't think I can do TikTok live after this, mind. Oh. Sorry, folks.
Poor Jason and his wee sore bowels.
Well, I haven't farted yet.
I know you haven't. Well done. I'm actually very proud. Don't.
No, I haven't tried not to or anything.
But just don't. We've got what?
I've got the gas gods, and I'm
like
gonna strike us down.
7 minutes left. Like you don't have to.
I know.
Just be dead on.
Fucking.
No, you're just like I'm just gonna do it.
I have to.
See, the problem is though, if you try and fart, you'll shit yourself.
I know. What is it?
Oh, let's not go back.
I've never
down
done that a
rabbit hole.
couple of times.
No, let's not go back down the fucking the rabbit
Right in the
hole.
chat, let us hear your shit yourself stories, and we'll read them out next week.
No, don't. Did I scare everyone off with slabbering at them?
No.
Sorry, Toby.
Nah, it was fun. I'm really excited about that track that's on the screen behind us. Like,
yeah,
I really like it.
There's a lot of variety that is about to come out soon.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
I know a bit. Fuck it, that's what I'm saying.
Big news coming
we,
soon.
We have always produced if you go back and look at our back catalogue, we've produced anything from fucking 130 up till 200. I mean, it's not like it's just the last couple of years are focused basically on around 150, 160.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's always been the way we've done it.
This
And
is the way.
We just decided let's make rave like see our new track, Time to Rave.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously it's not 100% finished. You
No.
see the fucking reaction to it in that Cardiff game.
I know it was actually class.
It was class. Me when it dropped, like the whole place erupted, and that's what we were worried about because we haven't really been about that sort of slower music for a while.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, but even with Subground, when we used to produce Subground, when I used to drop, they always used to slap hard. Used to get a crowd reaction, but because you're doing the faster music, it's hard to imagine that music slaps so hard, and it does. Like I see whenever Jason sent me the video, I was like, "We're on the winner here." Like,
yeah.
we're on the winner. So we're just producing rave music. You know what I mean? It's just dance music. It doesn't matter what.
There's going to be a lot of different music.
So we've done a future rave styly track, which is behind us. We've done like a ravey. What would you call that sort of stuff?
Just a fucking banger.
But I don't even think it is a genre. It's just like an old school rave tune, up to date. And then like sort of Billy Gilly style remix or something. Boom, 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 bing, bish bash bosh.
Yeah, Bish Bash Bosh, fucking.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, but it's been fun. Like the shackles are truly off, and
yeah, it's nice experimenting with different styles of genres and stuff because it's given me ideas now for doing stuff with harder music as well.
yeah,
And again, we've been saying this a lot over the last few weeks, but we really overcomplicated stuff for a long time.
yeah, 100%.
Like it's
Like some of them tunes are
We've-
full and massive with like
we-
60 channels.
yeah, we've made near 6 tunes in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Of different varieties.
Yep, and again, like it's not that we're not producing hardstyle anymore. We're just not producing hardstyle this month.
Yeah.
But next month, like if something comes along,
Whatever
we'll get
tickles the
vocal.
fancy or
Exactly, it's like
what works.
I just don't. It's good to not be.
I like to challenge myself because realistically, anybody can say I'm a music producer, but if you don't, like it's once you sort of have your pattern of making something for a genre, it's like right, rinse, twice, repeat, rinse, twice, repeat, rinse, twice, repeat, and you get a bit bored of it. But now you're making different music that's like a style you don't know, so you're just literally creating. What
It's
you
like
think.
we talked about this before in the podcast, like in the early days. Like, see at the start, it was much more free.
Yeah, you'd no idea. That's
no
what I
idea
was
what you
literally
were
about to
doing.
say.
Ah,
You were
100%.
just sort of ran with what you thought sounded good, but now we can run with what sounds good and actually have stuff
Yep.
in key and sounding right.
And sounding it, and that's the big thing for me was like, I think it's good, but I don't understand that genre of music. And then when
Yeah.
you send it to people who do understand that genre of music, and they're giving you the thumbs up saying, "Can I play it?" and we're like, "It's not finished yet." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Fucking hell, that's a whopper." Then you're going, "Fuck."
Well,
You know
that's
what I mean?
the last two. There's 2 remixes we've done, and the child has been running about singing these songs, which has no idea what they are.
Yeah.
And within the last couple of days, she's learned a lot of words to these songs, and it's like, right, well, if it's sticking in your head, then people who actually enjoy this kind of music and understand
Yeah.
it must enjoy it.
It's the same with the Limp Bizkit one. Like
That's-
that's
yeah.
all I've been doing is humming it in my head.
Behind
That's
behind Blue Eyes,
Behind
phase
Blue
2
Eye.
remix coming soon.
But that's like all I've been doing is humming that
It
in
is,
my
yeah,
head
it's
because it's
catchy.
It's catchy and it's simple. But that Future Rave one, mate, fucking hell, that slaps hard. Like,
yeah,
it's really good. Look,
it's got a good message in it as well.
yeah, vocals we've tried to get something down with too for a while.
Well, no, we had a hardstyle version of it sitting there for a long time for whenever we were going to do that album that never materialised. And it was
There's an album now, mate. Fucking future,
4 more tunes, mate.
Yeah.
You've got an album.
Future House, the fucking GABA,
Right.
hard techno.
I'm liking a bit of hard techno. I always. Love
It's
a bit of
not even.
trance.
It's nothing to do with techno either.
No.
That hard techno sure is not now. Like I know we say early hardstyle, no, but see this big room techno and all that they're talking about. It's just big. It's just EDM. Like
It's EDM hardstyle.
it is. Like what do you call them? Avro, Avio.
Avio.
That some of their stuff's whopper. Like
Yeah.
really good music. So I would, if you haven't heard them, I would go and check AVO out. People like that. Obviously Hardwell, Ollie James are fucking. Did you hear that new EP?
No.
It's pretty good, like, but it's
Been
probably
too busy making music. right?
it's probably closer to techno than anything else.
Yeah.
But it's still it hits pretty hard, like. But it's weird doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like we've always bounced about.
Yeah.
Have a decent career, and can only benefit us more if we fucking have lots more
We've
music to
always
produce.
tried to play a wide scope. It's not like we just went out and played a hard style set. We'll play a very fun set from everything and start
like,
slow and build it up.
We've always, like, still to this day, like, play hard trancey stuff too. And,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Sometimes even subground. But
Yeah.
that's just the way we do it. See, people think of Phase 2 in Belfast, because in Belfast, 90% of the time we're playing late.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we're not like when you're away, you can be more free and do what you're doing. Whereas over here, like, people expect it to be a certain way.
Most people here like it a bit tougher than other places. So
We're a DJs. You're there to play for the crowd, so you have to play for the crowd.
like here, we would definitely play a lot more raw and hardcore and stuff than we would say, for example, in Wales, because Wales don't really dig the raw
That's
stuff as much. They're more about the party tunes, and you can throw a wee bit in. But like if you played a full raw for an hour, it probably wouldn't go down well.
No, I wouldn't at all, man. There's maybe 100 people in the whole country that like that sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah, but it's again
what it is.
that's what you have to be to diversify.
that's it. But right, but we'll end with this. Me and Heller were talking to one of our wee mates out of our work, a wee lad, and he's only like, I think he's maybe 21 or something, maybe even younger. Now he goes to university.
Too old for you then.
And what we were talking was, he was like, oh, you're a DJ, aren't you? And I was like, oh. He goes, what do you do? And I was like, well, like sort of hard stuff. And he's like, what's that, like dance music? And I was like, oh. I was like, but he was going to Italy and all. He was like, so I don't want to break the whole conversation down. Basically, what came out of it, right, was he doesn't look at music. His generation don't seem to look at music as like genres.
They just like tunes.
They just like tunes. So he's like, oh, is that like mull tunes? And I was like, what? And he's like, no, like fuck the system. And I was like, aye, that's hardstyle. He goes, it's all just banging music to me. Like that's what came out of that conversation. So I was talking to him for ages about this. I was like, so you mean you wouldn't like listen to a certain genre? He says, mate, as long as it's a good tune, I like it. It's just they call it dance music. And I was baffled by it, like.
But that's it, mate. It's a different generation. It's the ones who call clothes drip and all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
But that's
Back in my day.
10 years ago, the hard scene in Northern Ireland was on its knees, and we didn't do hardstyle back then either. We done so correct and hard trance. But again, like, it was on its knees, and it's really on its knees. I was talking to Mooney as well, and he was like, the runs Detonate, and he was like, mate, it's crazy, like how you can go from the peak, like no matter what you touch, turn to gold.
We were the fucking cream of the crop in the UK at one point. Next to Scotland,
Scotland was struggling for a while.
At one point, we were the crown jewel
of harder music, 100%. But it'll come back. Let's nurture the young talent and let's build the scene together, and we'll have fun. And
exactly, that's
none of this fucking bickering with each other.
That's how we all come back stronger together, and we all fucking just push forward instead of pushing against each other.
Yeah. And on that note,
we're way off on our fucking high horse here. Yeehaw! Until next week, guys.
Underlay. Yeah.
Laters.
Laters.
Oh yeah, we'll have to stop streaming.
Or maybe